All right, folks, we are back live. I wanted to air that police state piece that Darren McBreen made like a year ago because it illustrates we are against the police state, but we want to legitimately criticize it, expose it, and legislatively change it, but also state if you follow UN globalist orders outside of law to try to take our guns, then it will mean confrontation. And we're doing that in an organized, focused, serious fashion. You're not going to catch pro-gun groups burning down churches and shooting at firefighters. You're going to catch us strapping guns to our back and going to San Antonio where they say it's illegal to open carry, and we're going to do it right in front of the police, just like Rosa Parks sitting at the front of the bus in civil disobedience, and open carry folks are doing that all over the country for our God-given rights, the true civil rights movement. But you get the NFL and MSNBC and all the usual suspects involved pushing and trying to get everybody fighting with each other. That's all the Democrats have. It's all they've ever had. They need to change the subject. Of course, out of 320 million people, you can find some tragedies out there. And they're wrong, and we should make something out of it. But Brown appears to not be it. They tried with Trayvon Martin. They're trying with this. It's so obvious. While they screw us over, they're doing this, and it's dangerous. We have Charles Barkley basically speaking to this as well. And, of course, he'll be called a sellout as well because he doesn't want a civil war either.
That's like them jackasses who are looting. Those aren't real black people. Those are scumbags. No, real black people, they're not out there looting. I just watched a great story on CNN where a bunch of folks, really amazing folks, wouldn't let them burn down an establishment.
All right.
And it's been...
I really like Charles Barkley. I mean, he really is a smart guy who really tries to think everything out. And that's what I try to do. That's what I basically want here. But separately, the Brown thing isn't even important compared to what's happening in the world. 15 million people starve to death a year. 15 million children starve to death. Another 20 million adults. About a third of them in Africa. I mean, I don't brag about myself and stuff, but I've researched charities where 90% of it actually goes to the people, and they dig wells and buy them calves and cows and try to get electricity into the areas. And I give to 4 or 5 charities, mainly in Africa. I've never told that story before because I want to actually help those people. And I fight to keep the GMO that Bill Gates wants to give them, close quote. But that's not because I'm some bleeding heart and have some guilt about black people. I've donated money to poor kids in the Philippines and poor kids in Guatemala. But I go out and I do the research on charities that I know aren't globalist fronts and I know aren't pushing New World Order agendas and saying, we'll dig you a well, but everybody in the village has got to take these vaccines. Or we'll give each family a cow with the heifer program. My grandma likes that a lot, so I've been involved in it as well. And then you find out there's an agenda behind it. And it's not because I'm some bleeding heart. You're supposed to, as a successful person, go out and find people you want to help. But when the government says, oh, just give us your tax money, we'll hand it out, and we'll help who we want to help. Oh, let us federalize health care that's already screwed up because of federalization. And, of course, it's now a train wreck because it's designed to be. The special interests want big government. Microsoft, Miller Brewing, IBM, Google, every globalist company, AT&T, Time Warner, every one of them, except Ford. I'm not saying Ford's some great corporation. I've just noticed they don't give to a lot of it, is giving to take the guns, to open the borders, to cut the wages, to shut up world government, to feed you GMO. I mean, they are in there. They are the enemy. They are the people devaluing the dollar. They're the people that have jacked up our gas prices artificially through OPEC for the last 30 years. And now because they want to bankrupt Russia, they're lowering the price. Once Russia's bankrupted because they lowered the price some by selling oil cheap, then it's going to go sky high. You'll be paying 15, 10, I mean, depending on where you live, $10 to $20 is where they want it. The UN has said different numbers of $14 to $16, $10, it varies. I mean, once they've bankrupted Russia, see, why am I against bankrupting Russia? Because it's a massive screw job. Russia isn't starting fights. Russia's selling energy cheap. The cartel doesn't like it. That should upset you. Shutting Russia down should upset you. We need some competition in the world. Just like shutting down our power plants, I obsess on that because 59% of our power 7 years ago came from coal plants. It was 50% a few years ago. Now it's something like 37. They are shutting our power off. Detroit, lights are off in Detroit. They turned the street lights off months ago. Now they don't even have power, period. We're being shut down here, people. I don't care what color you are. We're being screwed over. Excuse me. I went to those clips, haven't gone to your calls, and I'm getting upset. I'm getting upset. I'm going to settle down. I'm going to settle down. Okay. I've learned not to get mad. Okay. I'm not putting on an act here. People know I really have problems blowing up. I've gotten a lot better not blowing up around the office, and I've gotten a lot better not blowing up my private life, so I'm not going to blow up. I'm not going to blow up. I am just sick of it. I am sick. And like you said, these hood rats, these scum, and they're not scum because they're black. I hate the white drag rats. They got white drag rats in Austin that I've talked about for years that rob people. And, man, I tell you what, one time I had like 9 of them try to demand I give them money. Said something smart-mouth to me, and I was there with a friend. Tommy Pilata was there, and we walked out of a restaurant. I turned around, and I said, come on, I will kick every one of your asses right now. And they backed off. They're like, hey, man, why don't you give us some money? Yeah, punk. It's like a soft robbery. And I turned around. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy. I just can't help it. And I said, listen, get up. Let's go. And then Tommy made the joke. He goes, yeah, you knew that I was going to back you up, right? That's why you just did that? No, it's not that I got something to prove. I know they've robbed a bunch of women on bicycles. I know people that have been robbed by those people, and I want to beat the hell out of them. And it's not because I'm looking for trouble. I'm sick of gangs. Like I said last week, I don't care if it's a black gang or a white gang or a cop gang. You act like a bunch of thugs, I don't like you. I didn't mean to start ranting. I apologize. I'm going to go to your phone calls. Hold on just a minute. All right. Hold on just a minute. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are offering the biggest sales we've ever had, and it's how we fund our operation. This is really like a money bomb for us, selling high-quality products at very low prices to help fund into the next year and an expansion of our news division and things we need to do like that. And plus, we just sell super high-quality products. 7 months free for the nightly news and all the films, prisonplanet.tv. Sign up for a year. It's $29.95 instead of $59.95. That's $30 off. Silver will sell out, 20% off, and free shipping on single bottles. Get 4 bottles, get the 5th free and 20% off, and a free bottle, 5th bottle of Silver Bullet. We're about to sell out of the Nation Iodine. We'll only have the regular iodine. That's excellent as well, regular Survival Shield. But 2 bottles of Survival Shield free with your order of DNA Force. 2 bottles of the regular Survival Shield, absolutely free when you order the DNA Force. 30% off Super Female and Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. And they tell me that some of these sales are so extreme that they're not even profitable. I don't care. I just want to give everybody a really good deal. And overall, introduce people to these products. The InfoWars Lifeline, you name it, have been truly life-changing. I mean, look how much different I look if you're watching me on TV. And I still live the same way I lived. I work out the same amount, whole 9 yards. And I'd gotten to 279 pounds, 278 pounds, battled down to about 250, 245, and couldn't, and I've dropped down to 220. And it's just amazing. And my blood pressure is now not low, but for 40, about to be 41, they said it's almost low. I went and got a doctor checkup 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't been in there in 6 months, and they said, my God, your blood pressure was really high 2 years ago, only a little bit high 6 months ago, and now it's super. In fact, I ought to get my blood pressure report. They did blood tests and stuff, too. My sugar was a little high. That's because I eat too much sugar. It wasn't like pre-diabetic or anything, but that was my only issue. I've got all my blood tests, all my reports, everything. And it's these products with the moderate exercise. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. John and PA, I'm sorry for making you hold. Go ahead and finish your point. You were talking about what hands up, don't shoot means?
Yeah, like you said, it's a symbolic surrender. It's a sort of prototypical Nazi salute. It's brown shirts. We'll see Mike Brown shirts. We'll just see more and more of these instances. And one more thing, the 1033 program, Obama announced yesterday, he's not going to end 1033. He's going to make sure it's consistent everywhere. So he just announced the rollout of military, stormtroopers everywhere, and no one's able to see it.
And do we not predict that? They're going to have the UN come in, and then they're going to say federalize police, militarize them as the answer.
I will tell you, New York liberals have no idea what's going on. My social circle, they're out of it.
I saw mainly white people marching and being all mad at the police in New York, blaming them for Brown, as if every cop in the world is guilty. But the globalists, they're guilty of nothing.
Right, of course. Well, yeah, they just promote Planned Parenthood and climate change, and, they'll buy into it. People will buy into anything, man.
Oh, I tell you, that's what I'm worried about is the trendies. I mean, they don't know what planet they're on. I appreciate your call. God bless you. Man, I tell you, I'm ranting. Dan in Illinois, I'll go to you. Thanks for holding. And then Ralph and Spencer and Robert. Again, we're broadcasting worldwide. I'm Alex Jones, your host. And you can follow us on Twitter at Real Alex Jones. I'm going to go walk around, settle down during this break, and we'll be back. Stay with us. You know why I get mad? It's because I'm so frustrated. There's all this news I wanted to get to that I didn't get to that's so important. And there's all these callers, and it's just so simple this is staged. It's so simple they're stirring everybody up. And it just makes me so upset to see the mainstream media race baiting like this, and then this will only empower the police state. See, that's the rest of the story, and I meant to say that today. I'm glad the caller just mentioned it. I was watching CBS News again with the Bilderberg Group member Charlie Rose on there, and they're talking about the answer is federalization of police and more funding, which is the training, is the black uniforms, is the zero tolerance, kill everybody training. And so on top of it, Obama, healthcare's messed up. I'll screw it up 10 times worse because I love you. It's like they always come in and make it worse and then grandstand up there. And then Planned Parenthood has joined in the demonstrations when their mission, they were founded to kill black people. And I wish Louis Farrakhan would do some good and talk about that. But no. It's only get upset about a thug Brown. He's a thug in my view. Does that mean that then the cops are all angels? Absolutely not. And I fight that every single day. And I don't care what color you are. And by the way, if you're a good cop fighting a corrupt system, we've had Serpico on multiple times. He's a listener. But other cops that aren't as well known, we've defended and helped. We stand for justice because I want justice in my life. I'm going to give you the best justice I can. And we need to start not liking thugs in this country, period. I don't care if they got a uniform. I don't care who they are. You see a cop acting like a thug, and I've done this 100 times on video. I'll go over and tell them you're acting like a thug. And sometimes I get arrested. They don't have a right to act like that. But you know what? The public doesn't have a right to act like that either. We're all just people. Dan in Illinois, thanks for holding. You're on the air. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to thank you for being a great host, and I enjoy your show. And I want to say the way I'm going to draw my line in the sand is saying that I disagree with you when you say Benjamin Franklin, who was a member of the Hellfire Club, said his favorite Bible quote was, God helps those who help themselves. That is not even in the Bible. That is not an accurate Bible quote.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I think you are right. And I don't remember saying exactly what you just said, but I'm not sure now that History Channel show, because I researched it, about him being in the Hellfire Club was true. And so when I said that 10 years ago and played the clip, I went, and then it turns out that where he lived in England after that was the place where two doctors lived that were doing an encyclopedia on on the anatomy, pre-Grey's Anatomy, the encyclopedia, and that those dead bodies were from basically, you had to grave rob back then when somebody died to be able to actually do anatomy because they were superstitious and wouldn't let the doctors do it. So I apologize to Benjamin Franklin. I believe that was a demonization campaign against him. But go ahead, sir. You got the floor.
That's from Poor Richard's Almanac, that what he was quoting. And you got to be saved to fight the New World Order, Alex. That's our only hope, and I disagree with you about the rapture. There is a rapture, and we will be saved, and those who are left behind are those who's going to face the Antichrist, not the true believers.
Well, I sure hope you're right.
God's word is right, and you got to learn it. Alex, before you got to say it on air, you got to study it and get into it and learn it. This is Bible Dan, and I'm the man with the Bible in his hand.
All right, God bless you. I'm going to do some overdrive and go to Ralph and others that are patiently holding. Infowars.com/show. Free shipping on everything. Right now, InfoWarsStore.com, and it helps fund the operation. Support our local affiliates. Let's move quick. I've been babbling. Ralph in Arizona, thanks for calling. You're on the air.
Well, hello. It's my honor to meet you. I have the highest regard for the work you do.
Well, thanks for putting up with me, brother.
Well, I respect your scholarship. I respect the fact that you vet your sources and you cite and reference everything. And this is important to me. There's a lot that I'm not going to say, but you have asked, what is my line in the sand? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. My line in the My line in the sand is basic lawlessness. When you have lawlessness of government, corporations, and individuals that breaks down the foundation for civil society to function. For that reason, I don't think you're looking at a revolutionary situation. It's more what you'd call historically a reaction. And as you know, Robert Browning said we live in visions of Rome. In the late Roman Empire, there were a series of pretenders who actually didn't possess the legitimate rights to citizenship, who came in and occupied the consulate, and then from that led to a series of reactions, and the reestablishment of order. In those cases, the reaction was kind of short-lived, but hopefully not.
No, you're right. I mean, we could have just reactions that restabilize things, but the globalists are trying to create anarchy so they can bring in more control as the answer. I think that's really what's happening.
Yeah, that's right, and we must not let them. That's absolutely the situation. The other line in the sand, and this is a little bit more exotic, is Southeast German, Prussian, Kraepelinian psychiatry. Most people don't know that, psychiatry in the case of Stalin and Hitler, it's always been the handmaiden of tyranny. Are you still with me?
I'm listening to you, absolutely. And I'm just seeing a new headline. Police blame the man killed by a hammer for his own murder, saying he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. How sick that, again, they are covering up what really happened. This is just incredible. Sorry, go ahead. Very interesting points. You're right. And a lot of the German psychology that came out in the last 200 years also is a big part of this modern tyranny we're under.
What was that last word? What kind of psychology?
A lot of the psychology that came out of Germany in the last 200 years has been adopted as forms of oppression.
Yeah, Emil Kraepelin. People don't realize this. In the 60s, from Gidget series, you know, it's kind of Miley Cyrus. They did the same thing. You know, they start out with a sweet, innocent young girl, and then they turn them into whatever, you know. Hitler's Goebbels' Ministry of Enlightenment came to the United States in Operation Paperclip. And
you know what you're talking about, Ralph. You got to promise to call back. I wish people like Ralph would have a YouTube channel, because I mean, what he's talking about is really accurate. And then we got to cut him off. I promise. Or CJ can punch me in the nose. He doesn't want to, though. I'm going to take a bunch of calls tomorrow. We did okay today. Good show overall. But tomorrow, I'm taking a bunch of your calls. I'm out of time. The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula, sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.